I really thought I could chew my last bite of chicken before the show started. Hey, everybody. It's Monday afternoon, and you know what that means. It's 5:30 East Coast time. It's time for the Hybrid Live Show. Very exciting show today. We've got a special guest. We're going to have a game show. I was made really upset about 45 minutes ago, and I made a video about that. So that's going to be probably the first topic of the day. Ugly Dave is here. Hybrid Engine is here on time. God bless him. And checking in from what city you checking in from, Jack?
Gloucester City, New Jersey.
Gloucester City, New Jersey. The one, the only Jack D Fitness, Jack Driscoll. Welcome, brother.
What's going on, guys? Happy to be here.
So I'm really excited you're here, man, because you're a fucking hybrid athlete, man. You'll pose down one weekend. You'll run a fucking 100-miler. You'll drop into a hybrid event like Rally in the Valley. You're a true hybrid athlete. These guys won't give you any love. They're sticking you way down on the list. I love you. I'm so happy you're here.
I had no idea that Jack was going to be here, and just a little preview of the game show. He might be one of the answers.
Perfect. That's awesome.
I would like to guess Jack Driscoll. Final answer.
He's just going to guess Jack Driscoll for everything.
Final answer.
He might be half of one of the answers.
Hey, you know what? I'm ready. I'm ready because I knew as soon as I saw, he's going to be on here. I'm like, we're going to get attacked. Why is he not like hybrid athlete number one? And I'm ready to defend. I'm all good. I'm all good.
So listen. So we're going to get to that too because I definitely want to get to that. God, it's just so hard for me to keep my thoughts straight. Can we first talk about this ridiculous statement that Dave Castro made, which is,
you got to be specific about that.
Well, listen. People tell me that he's trolling us all the time, that the whole reason he does what he does is to get reactions, and that's what he thinks is good for the sport, air quotes. But I really don't like his genuine, what I believe is I fucking know everything attitude. And in this case, when someone happened to say, if CrossFit doesn't get their shit correct, they might one day be looking up at HYROX. And his answer to that was say, oh, luckily for them, we don't put on live events because we would just dominate that. And it's like, okay, so you could be doing this. You could be putting on events nationwide across the world, bringing CrossFit to people, your purpose, getting people healthy, whatever that phrase that, that Glassman first said, although you could be doing all those things, but we're not doing that.
Yeah, I don't get as fired up about what he says because I just take everything he says with a grain of salt. I mean, he is who he is.
But he believes that. He's not saying that to get clickbait videos from me. He doesn't know who the fuck I am. You could tell he believes that. Oh yeah, we would do quite well with that.
He believes a lot of shit. It doesn't mean it's true. Like
I think he trolls.
I think he does both.
For sure trolls.
Yeah.
You don't think he believes that? He's like, yeah, if we just woke up one day and decided we're a mass participation company, that's what we do.
It's the complete opt-out. He's like, yeah, if we did that, but we don't have to do that because we have this. But if you listen to most of the CrossFit space things, they say, well, the game loses money for CrossFit every year anyway. So which is it? Like, they could be doing it, but would they make any money out of it? No, probably not.
Well, how, other than through sponsorship and streaming, how could the games possibly make money? Because, I mean, you got 40 athletes, right? Unless each athlete's paying $10,000 to compete, you're not going to turn a lot of money, right? So the games is not meant to make money. It's a showcase.
Right. Yeah, so to say all these years we're watching Spartan and Ragnar and Ironman and all these companies do bring fitness to people and be, different levels of success, but we would never do that. So, but if we did, watch out, HYROX.
But I mean, look at it. Like, you got to think it has to make money somehow, especially because, like, when you talk about the games, you include the Open, the quarterfinals, the semifinals, and the games. The like Open alone, they have, what'd they say, 300,000 people at $20 a pop.
Yep.
So $6 million just from the Open. The 25% of those people make the quarterfinals. Say just 20% of them actually sign up for $50 a pop.
And then lots buy t-shirts.
And then lots buy the t-shirts.
So why would you not just be putting on local comps all over the place and making?
I would not be
this
putting
money?
on just the Open.
What's that?
I'd be putting on just the Open. That's the thing that makes all the money.
Yeah, but I mean, the games like whittles it down. But how can you be losing money if you're bringing in these millions from the stages leading up to it, and then you're selling all the spectator tickets? Like, if you made it spectator friendly and happy, like, people would show up. It was a big showcase back when it was in Carson. Like,
how does CrossFit lose money when the sheer simplistic fact of it is CrossFit is an ideology? So in order for them to lose money, they must be running massive overheads that is probably not necessary, right? Because if they're bringing all that money from the Open, all that money from the affiliate fees, all that money from merchandising, all that crap, sponsorships, whatever.
A CrossFit gym.
Sorry, what's that, Jack?
It only costs an arm and a leg to join a CrossFit gym alone.
Yeah, exactly. Like, $200, $250 a month. Sometimes, like, it's crazy.
But this is
how can they be losing money unless they're mismanaging the company?
Well, I have no issue that the CrossFit Games was a lost leader. It's this big spectacle thing. Like, that's okay. But don't say you could be doing a smaller version of that and put these other companies out of business. But this interesting piece of which we've talked about a little bit on here in the past about if people want to do fitness, right, and they're starting to show up to these gyms and they're offered hybrid training, DEKA, HYROX, what have you, right? And we're seeing this more and more, right? Like, well, either we were never an affiliate or we were an affiliate, but we're realizing people are coming to us for this thing and it only costs $100 a month to call yourself a HYROX or a DEKA, then maybe that is eventually the straw that kind of puts those over CrossFit in terms of numbers. Because people just people want to come and do something different, right? They want to do something that's not just a boring spin class. So what is that? Well, a lot of people find it through CrossFit, but it's the same amazing community members, right? We go, we work out every day together, we compete together, et cetera, et cetera.
Look, if Dave's trying to say that he could put on a HYROX event because that's what they could do that if they wanted to, he wouldn't be able to, not the way they do, not the way they've drawn the feeling that they have there with the community. It just wouldn't be the same.
What if HYROX was not called HYROX and was just called CrossFit Racing? Because then they could just say that would be what our CrossFit event, mass participation event, would be anyways.
Well, I think that's the piece. This is why I'm so mad. You just said it. I couldn't find words for it because I only had 30 minutes to try to put that video together and throw it up really quickly. Is that basically discounts everything HYROX has done, right? Like it's all the good work they have done over the last 5 years to build a global brand, that they are getting exponential growth and that everybody does want to be a HYROX athlete. When we get our first event here, it's going to be, I know there's going to be a ton of gyms that pop up. Right now, if you look, there's only like 4. But when we get our first HYROX, hopefully in the spring, like we're just going to watch it like go through the roof because people are like, I want to do one of those. How do I train? What shoes do I buy? What gym do I go to? So to say like, well, yeah, we could just fucking throw up an event. It's like saying, yeah, I mean, my coffee's pretty good. If I opened a coffee shop, I'd probably be as big as Starbucks. I don't really want to do that.
I think the best thing that HYROX has for it, not that it's easier than CrossFit, but it's simpler. Like you can pick someone up off the street and they can do it, like the movements and the idea is a lot simpler. And I don't think CrossFit that's applicable to most people. You know, not everybody can do a snatch, not everybody can do a clean jerk, but everybody can run a bit. Everybody can do lunges and wall balls and that kind of stuff.
Wall balls.
So I don't know. I think I don't understand what the antagonistic part between CrossFit and HYROX is, because Jack, you might agree with this. Like it's each one is getting people off the couch to work out. They're getting people like, and if you have a disposition to be a strength athlete that does a little bit of cardio, go do CrossFit. If you like endurance and want a little bit of strength, go do HYROX. Like it doesn't have to be one or the other. There's people that like both. There's people that like one or the other. Like, but it's getting people moving and working out. So I don't know why it's like combative.
My corny saying is all fitness is good fitness. So whatever
You guys are wrong. We need to be monogamous in our fitness companies. We must not venture away from one company.
I love the idea. I love the idea of people doing more stuff and being open to more stuff. I just think Dave talks out of his ass. Let's talk about Jack. Let's talk about Jack D Fitness.
I thought the sarcasm.
So I just had one more thing. I had one more thing to add to that though. Like I always find it funny when CrossFitters are like, "Well, HYROX is just a CrossFit workout." It's like, do you really think that? Because if you really
is that what you think?
Well, if you think that HYROX is just a CrossFit workout, then you can go do it. But people wouldn't respond to it. Like triathlon then is just a CrossFit workout. It's multiple modalities doing multiple things. And it's like, well, it's not though, because if it was just a CrossFit workout, why couldn't you just go take the workout Cindy and go do it at different venues every single weekend and have 200,000 people or whatever, 10,000 people show up to it and then others watching? Is it going to be the same event? Like that would be a CrossFit singular event.
I bet he's mad. I bet he's like, shit, like we could have figured out something like this and we didn't, and we blew it. And we could always have the games as this tip of the spear, but like, what if we did actually take it out of the boxes and put on events and we missed it?
Yeah.
It's quite possible. Yeah. Like, I mean, there was obviously a space in the market.
Look, I seriously think he's just doing it for clicks and trolling because look, we've already spent 12 minutes talking about him.
But again, who is he trolling besides me? Because none of those guys, Hiller and Savant and all those guys, they're not gonna care that he said that.
Well, he's trolling you and any of the other HYROX podcast, and then to all their viewers. So there you go. Gets it fired up. Now they're gonna go watch his
common enemy.
All right, maybe I'm the sucker. All right, so here's let's talk about. We're going to talk about Jack, whose last name is actually Driscoll, but I'm just going to call you Jack D Fitness, who I saw coming out of a really scary van last summer at the Rally in the Valley. But or was it was it Hunter's event first? Which one did you do? Hunter's event?
Yeah,
it was Battle Bunker. Okay, so this is why Jack should be rated higher in everybody's ranking, including mine. So I'm gonna, when we do the rankings next time, we didn't do it at the beginning of July because we had just done it after World Champs. We'll probably do it at the end of this month. But
I think it's a different list than my skill set.
Well, we're gonna get to it. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say, and then everyone's gonna do whatever they do. What we say about a lot of the hybrid influencer types, right, that are just on there making trying to make money off views or training or their merch or whatever, is they're not in the sport of racing, right? Like they're just making these stupid videos, but they're not actually doing the races. Now, Jack here may not be in a DEKA or a HYROX every week, but he is testing his fitness. He is racing, right? He'll run a 5K. He'll run a fucking 100-miler. He'll do it. What were the last few events you did?
The last one I did was a 50-miler a couple weeks ago. Then I did a CrossFit style workout with Joe Roberto as my partner the week before that.
Hey, that's my buddy.
He's the man.
But just a 50-miler, how many CrossFitters could go run a 50-miler tomorrow? So this is why you are a fitness racer, which is the term that Dave likes so much. So that's my thought about why you should be. That's why you should be higher, Dave. Jack.
Yeah, I technically beat Isaac in that just because he didn't finish. He would have waxed me, but
would you beat Isaac in
the 50-miler? He had a little injury bug. He was waxing me, but I'm gonna take that win for now.
So should we have some other category of like fitness racers that aren't DEKA HYROX but do a bunch of other really great stuff?
It's impossible. There's just too many.
Yeah. I mean, I think I fall into like this little love child between CrossFit and HYROX or like hybrid racing, where I put a little bit more emphasis on strength than hybrid racing. I obviously put a lot more emphasis on endurance than a CrossFit athlete. And I'm kind of in no man's land, but I do what I like to do. I think I push the boundaries of fitness in a cool way, and I enjoy that. So
I think Jack is he's an absolute beast. He's one of the best hybrid athletes out there. There's no doubt about it, right? Wide range. The reason he's not on my list is because I'm ranking the best hybrid racers. And like Jack said there, he does not fall into that category. Because what I find what Jack does mostly is he either does an event that is purely lifting or purely running, which like you just did with the 50 miler, or he does what I call multi-event fitness competitions, where they're doing a bunch of different things in there. So there might be some lifting, some running, but they aren't really mixed together and stuff into what I call a hybrid race. So that, by that definition, and that's how I grade mine, he can't roll into there because he's not doing that straight out one particular race. He's doing a million other things, which are all fucking amazing, but it just doesn't roll onto that list. And that's the most polite way I can say you're off the list.
I think that's completely fair.
What do you think, Anthony?
Well, I did have Jack on some of my lists starting out, but then I see everything else that you do as like the broadening of hybrid fitness, and the list is like, okay, if you were to line up in a competition with all these people who necessarily aren't as broad as you are because they only do the HYROX or the DEKA, where would you fall in that list? And I think if you like made the Elite 15 or something, you would actually be higher on the list than a lot of the other guys that are in the Elite 15, just because the same way I did it with Chris Roglowski. Chris made the Elite 15 and she does everything else, right? So she got like, I would put her higher because of the things she does outside of just the high performance she had. And so if you had like the high performance in the things that everybody else is doing along with everything else, you would be ranked higher than that. And that's just how so it's like the first priority of like the ranking just isn't there. And then everything else is broad. So like the minute you get up into that Elite 15, you like will skyrocket.
Yeah.
100%.
Is that a goal? Is that a goal of yours, Jack?
I think I need to lock down what I want to do. I feel like I have the fitness to be really, really good at a couple different things. But if I keep doing the broad stroke, I need to tighten the ship a little bit. And that's the reality of it.
And your broad general fitness is exactly what you should be doing. That's what we do with everybody else, is like broad general fitness. But then when it comes time to race, it's like, okay, 4 to 6 weeks, this.
Right.
And like, if you could sharpen that point for those races, you'd be fire.
What's your current weight, Jack?
I sit around 185 pretty consistently.
Okay. So where would the biggest changes have to come? Let's say if you did decide to make the Elite 15. You have to get faster.
Not give me too much like, oh, if I decided to tomorrow, yeah, I'd lock it in. There's those guys.
No, I'm saying is Dave did his little thing with fingers. So like you'd have to get faster.
I think I would just need to do a little bit more focus on that type of running and cut out maybe a little bit of strength training. Not like, more so what Anthony said, the 4 to 6 week build up. But I don't know. Again, I'm also like going to join a CrossFit gym. I kind of want to test those waters. So in the next month or two, I'm going to figure out kind of like where I want to send all of my, where I want to put this journey to, I guess I should say.
How old are you?
27. But
so you're still a young man. I just really like the idea of I go back to the parking lot of, we don't know what we're going to do, but we're going to do something where you need those different, you need some strength, you need some endurance, you need some quickness. I don't know what we're going to do, but those things, and who would you pick? And you're not going to pick just the super skinny runner, and you're not going to just pick this jacked guy who's huge. You're going to pick someone who's a hybrid athlete. And again, I feel like putting yourself on the competition floor week in, week out, or month in, month out, because even guys like the Miraculous Brothers, I like those guys, but like they're mostly just making videos. They compete some, but you're always kind of doing something, and that to me gives you a lot of that puts you up there in my book. That's all I'm saying. I might have to make another list. I might make another hybrid list. It's called Fuck the Elite 15. And then we put everybody else that I really like. Because everybody thinks end all be all is Elite 15. It's one race.
But Matt, I also look at like if you take all those athletes too, it just shook them all up and had an event that was any event, where would they fall? Like, I mean, if you take Hunter and put him in any of the other events against all those same people, he's still going to do really well.
Okay, but what about the tiniest women or the skinniest men? Would they?
How many men in your guys' hybrid rankings do you think can squat 400 pounds?
2.
Just for that argument.
Maybe not even 2.
Yeah. They're all so fit and such great athletes, but
not Dylan.
If that's what we're talking about, if like the broad range of hybrid athlete, whether you can run for 2 days, swim a few miles, do a CrossFit style workout, do a heavy squat, bench, deadlift, and then still run a decent 5K, 10K, whatever. I mean, if that's what you guys are talking about, I think that is different.
So what then though? Because the thing that you'd be missing there would be like top end speed. What would be your even endurance speed? What's your half marathon right now?
So I ran a 10 miler at a 6 flat or 6:01.
Okay,
but I think I could do a sub 120 half.
Okay, so what is
that faster than you? Is that faster than you, Anthony?
Yeah, I ran a 127. But like, no, but like what I'm talking about is like, so the men, JK just ran a 115.
I know he just ran a 115, and that's fucking sick.
So
sick,
like,
bro.
He's super fit. That's not. I'm just saying, like, but how much can he lift?
Right. So yeah, well, I'm not going to share his lifting numbers, but I was just curious, like, what? Just because I don't know if he would want me to.
Is it a state secret? Is it a country
no? I'm
secret?
just not going to put him on blast or anything. So.
But that's why it's impossible to make that.
Like that, when I saw that, I was like, dude, that's fucking sick. He's kicking it. Like, and like when I was watching the HYROX World Championships, I was rooting for him. I was like, because he snuck in at the last minute for the last chance qualifier, but was in like top 5 to 7 for however many races. If there was like a point system, he would have been locked into the Elite 15 months ago. That's another story for a different day.
I don't know if you guys go back and watch, but I've just actually for the first time this week, and I watched the World Championships race, both of them again, and I watched Matt's commentary about it as well. But if you go back and watch, there's a point where JK is tied with Ronkovic at 45 wall balls at the very end of the race. I mean, him and I had that discussion too, like, oh man, that was the point, hang on and keep going, because he was getting less no reps and he had a little faster cadence. So, but he's coming back this year ready. I can tell you that. But what I mean is just like, I think you have everything, Jack. I just think it's placing it, getting it to stick together.
Right.
But that whole purpose, that's why the hybrid athlete poll is impossible to do.
Yeah,
because the gauge is just so wide. It can be just anything. You can, I mean, even when Matt says, I think about in the parking lot, we're at the people, we can pick anybody we want. We're going to do this. Great. We don't know what it is. Great. I'm taking Tia Claire to me.
Right. But it's like also,
well, right. I mean, who else am I going to take? Right. So that's why.
That's what Rich says of LeBron James. LeBron and Tia aren't in the parking lot. They already have something
you can't have a list and then say people aren't in the parking lot.
Tia's in the CrossFit parking lot.
There isn't enough like multi-day hybrid events right now to separate itself as its category.
Well, and then
I understand and I see that.
And Dave doesn't include multi-events. He only includes a singular race.
That's right. If the multi-event
everybody's voting on it.
If the multi-event has a hybrid race in it, I include that race.
We all have this like different idea of like, here's what our hybrid event would be, and here's who I think would be the best at it.
I just want the people listening to this, including the people who are in our current poll, just to think about it a little bit. I'm not saying throw Jack at the top. I'm just saying think about
just versus the hybrid rankings.
Widen your thought. Well, here's the other thing, right? It's visibility. If all of a sudden I know this is ridiculous, but let's just say Matt Stevens signed a deal with ESPN Plus, and all of a sudden Rally in the Valley was on television, right? And it's like, holy shit, like those athletes would be so visible. Would we start putting more points to Rally because it's like, oh wow, he won that event, that was huge, that had all these great athletes at it, et cetera, et cetera.
I would put points towards the hybrid race that is within Rally in the Valley.
Okay, so like the balls over and then the row, like that one.
Yeah, stuff like that. But to me, there you go. But to me, when you go to an event like that, and then one of the event is just for say example, max 10 rep squat. Well, that's weightlifting.
Yeah,
that's not hybrid.
That's yeah. We hate don't we hate anything with maxes? Didn't we decide that?
And then another event is a 5K run. Well, that's just a run. Right. So to me,
I hear you.
That fits into now Jack doing both of those. That's a hybrid athlete. But the problem is it's not a hybrid race and you can't rank it because it's just too wide a spectrum. And in that scenario, there's no way to narrow the field down. I do say one thing though.
I see your point. Like I'm just here to talk fitness, you know.
No, Jack. I'm a huge fan. I really am. I'm a big time fan, and I love that you get your nose in everything. I think that's awesome, and that's why I think Jack has the ability to refer to himself as a top-notch hybrid athlete, as opposed to a lot of influencers who are out there who don't compete, don't jump in a race, just get pretty and run and show up some stats and stuff. Who they, and in my mind, they're influencers. They're not hybrid athletes. That's a different
5K and then hit an arm day.
Yeah,
that's why I really hate the hybrid athlete term because it's such bullshit with that stuff.
It's been butchered and turned into this. Fuck, I agree.
But I still use it because I guess I'm a fraud and I just Instagram clicks.
No, because you compete still. You compete. You're out there. These are if you're out there and doing it, I think anybody can call themselves it.
Yeah, you're out there.
You're out there.
You're out and about.
If you're just training and not actually competing,
right,
then no, you're just working out.
All right, so I know we want to do your game show, Anthony, but I do want to talk about Hunter's video. Did you guys watch Hunter's video?
Yeah, we don't have to do the game show right away. I only got 12 questions on there, so I thought it was. Okay. I didn't know if we were going to like bring in audience members or what, or how we're going to do the buzzer for this, but I'll keep figuring it out while we do this.
Well, you just listen. You brought this idea. I like to have an additional guest. Jack, when did I ask you? Yesterday?
Yeah.
That's kind of how I roll. That's kind of how I roll. Like once in a while, it's advance notice. Like for Bubbles, I'd asked him, and he said, "I can't this week. I can do it next week." And so,
are we getting our picture taken?
And so I put it the week ahead. Most of the time, yeah, tell people to hop on live. But most of the time, it's like the day before. I was like, "Oh, I love Jack. Let's get him on the show." But there's always a lot of attention paid to Hunter, and I think sometimes too much. And so even on this show, we don't necessarily talk about Hunter a lot, but he is who he is. He is still a lot of people's introduction to HYROX. And so
Hunter's done a lot of good for the sport of HYROX.
No, I know that he's done a ton, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know. You know me. I'm just like, I'm sometimes whatever people are talking about, I want to say, let's go the other way. So in this particular case, I thought this was a very interesting thing because people were kind of waiting for it, right? Like, what is Hunter going to say having this disappointed finish? So I watched it. I did watch it at 1.5 to 1.75, depending on how well I could listen, but I did watch the whole thing. Did you watch the whole thing, Dave?
Yeah, I watched the whole thing at regular speed.
Really?
Yeah, I watch everything at regular speed.
Well, I think let me look at my notes here. Hang on. Oh man. I think the first question I had was, he said he started a media company called McIntyre Media Management. I knew that he was putting out YouTube content, and I know that he has a show called Here to Party Sports. Did you know that he had a company?
I think he's got many companies. Set it up. Yeah, set some sort of company up to hold all that stuff.
But I also hadn't noticed till somebody pointed out that he hadn't actually done a podcast since prior to the World Champs.
I don't know.
I watched. I mean, it's well done, and kind of everything he said made sense. I think he's got enough of a track record where you have to at least, buy into what he said on what went wrong for him.
Yeah, I thought it was a good video. I didn't think it was anything unexpected. Like he said, he just explained where he went wrong, where he feels he went wrong, what he can do better, what might have, where he went wrong differently than when he went wrong before. Hunter can be very obviously brazen and obnoxious at times, but at times he can be very candid and real. And this was one of those times he came across more candid and real.
He was very professional and held his emotions in check, and maybe that's why it was a couple weeks after Worlds that the video came out, but it was well done on his part.
I thought the most interesting part was he said, I hired a coach and then didn't really listen to my coach. And I think that's honestly, to me, that's everything. And it doesn't make him a horrible person. I'm just saying that, like, he said, well, I hired this person, but then I kind of know what's best. And I think that's what's got him in trouble is, he even said it. He said, well, my ego and my ideas. And I think that if I were him, that's what I would do this time, that he would just say to his coach, listen, whatever I said before, I'm sorry. I'll just fucking listen to you. It's like, just had this thought. Hey. Remember in Bull Durham, right? Where he's trying to Kevin Costner's trying to teach the guy what to do, and he's like, he keeps shaking him off, and he keeps shaking him off, and so then he throws him a pitch and he hits a home run, and he walks up to him and he goes, like, dude, just listen to me, just trust me, trust the process, right? And it made him a better pitcher. And I think Hunter needs to get to that place to get to what's next, because he used to just be able to get by on whatever he thought was good and whatever training cycle he was in. And now the competition is too good, and he's going to have to find something extra, and it might be something he hasn't thought of yet, and he might need to listen to things that he doesn't think are the best idea.
I think Hunter came out and said the reason was basically what everybody thought it was, and it might not be the actual reason, but I think he said
because I lost weight is what he said.
Well, no, and it's because he admits it at one point. He changed way too many things at once. If you're doing a science experiment, you don't change 5 variables. What Hunter was doing was working. It's obviously worked for him in the past. Why would you go change 5 different things? Why wouldn't you change one thing at a time, test it out, and see how you reacted to it? Like, he could have hired the coach, left it at that, gone and done more races and been like, okay, that didn't work for me. I'm going to try changing something else, or be like, that worked. Okay, now let's change a different variable with it.
I believe this is the first time he ever had a nutrition coach, like, in his life.
Yeah, I think he did nutrition. He did another coach. But he changed like multiple right. things. And I mean, just honestly looking at it from coaching perspective, it seemed like his volume was pretty low. And
yet he says he overtrained.
Yeah, that he cooked himself into it. He was trained like not a HYROX racer.
So here's the thing, from what you just said there, why do you change this? Why do you change this? Why do you change so many things? And to me, that smells of fear.
Yeah.
Right? Because if I'm confident in what I've been doing, and really, and realistically, Hunter should have been confident in what he was doing because he's done so well in the past, and it's always worked for him. So in my mind, he must be thinking that the pack has gotten this much better, that I have to change things. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to do what I was doing before. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to win. Because otherwise, why shuffle the deck?
Yeah.
And by the way, he's not the first person to hire a coach and then not listen to his coach. Like, people even listening to this, like, their coach told him to do a coach told him to do a certain training run, and they go, I felt like going shorter today, or I felt like going longer today, or like, he's not the first one to do that. I just think, to me, that was everything. To me, when he said that, I was like, that's it. He's got to get to a place where he just trusts somebody that's outside, right? That's seeing something and just go all in on that. And I think that could make the difference.
Yeah,
possibly.
Yeah, Matt. But like, I tell you, I never expect my athletes to just follow me blindly and do what I say.
Well,
And
blindly,
I know
that makes it
I
sound like
know,
go jump off a cliff.
I know my wife would not do that. So
Well,
I get
that's a different
questioned.
conversation altogether.
I get questioned from multiple of my athletes though, like, why are we doing this? What is this for? And he should be able to do that to his coach and have a conversation.
But he came out and said, if you listen closely, he came out and said, I
So the
didn't do what he said.
Right, but did he not do what he said because he thought he knew better, or did he actually talk to his coach and like switched it up? Like, there's a difference there in terms of like.
Then I don't think you listened close enough.
I listened to it. I didn't listen on 1.75 speed like you.
Wait, Nick Riker's here. I just thought we should.
Hey Nick, what's up, buddy? He didn't say, oh, we went back and forth and I saw his point eventually. We all do that. We all do. Of course you don't follow blindly. Of course you say, hey, can I skip today? Or can what, like, of course, but I'm saying he specifically said, I don't know why I'm the only one who sees this so clearly. I hired a person, but I did it my way because I wanted to do it my way. That's what he said. And to me, that's everything.
Obviously torn because everything he's done has worked in the past, but he's trying to push the envelope of this new world record. And then he ended up in no man's land doing a little bit of both. And if he followed what he did previously or exactly what his coach did, maybe it would have been different results.
Yeah, Nick. See? Nick knows what I'm talking about. Fucking Nick knows. You guys all on Hunter's penis? Jeez, Louise.
I think you could say I'm the furthest person away from that.
Did YouTube delete that comment? Because it's not showing up on the YouTube.
I see it there.
Nick Riker, world champ DEKAs this year.
Damn right.
Nick was on here a couple weeks ago, I think. All right, we can move on from that. How about locations that have been announced for HYROX as locations, but could they be majors? Who wants to play that game? I do.
I don't think any of the locations announced are a major yet, simply because the springtime ones, besides the Asia World Championships or the Asia Open Championships that's at the end of November, you're talking about the springtime races. They take the springtime races and make those, one of them the European Championships and one of them the North American Championships, which means if they showed up on here, they would have no HYROX Pro registration. But everything on here right now, I've gone through it. It all has a HYROX Pro registration you can do.
Okay. The one just announced on, do you know the one that's going to happen on April 5th?
No.
That one is it Belgium? Go to HYROX Belgium Instagram. That one, they're only in pre-sale mode. That was my birthday, and I really was hoping if that's a major, I'm going. What a way to spread my birthday. My 53rd birthday, Jack. Can you believe I'm that old?
Dude, I would have guessed 42.
Thank you very much.
Look, Matt, I just want to say
he's really trying to work his way onto that top 20.
Amy Bellavacqua is showing you can do it.
Well, clearly she's showing I can do it. Did you see if it was Belgium?
I'm looking right now. I'm trying to find it, but it's not on HYROX, so I'm looking on Instagram.
I told you it's not on HYROX. I already said that. I said go to HYROX Belgium. Emily Waldman says, why are they not announcing North America? Because they keep making us wait, and I'm really bummed about it.
It sucks that they're making the athletes wait this long. Like, people want to plan their calendars. They need to get shit together.
Well, we decided last time we realized it was what, August or September before they said it?
It was July 10th last year when they announced where the four majors were.
So we're right on time. Did you look up Belgium yet?
Not necessarily, because HYROX Worlds was 2 weeks earlier last year than it was this year as well. So you're probably looking at anywhere from July 10th to July 24th for the announcement.
July 8th. July 8th. No, that was that's not.
I mean, Belgium could be it. That'd be an interesting time. It's April 5th. Though, which would be later than any of the majors this year. But I actually think an April 5th one would be good. That's 2 months out, assuming they have worlds at the same time. That's a good timing.
It is in fact Belgium. I told you to go to the site. You didn't. Their Instagram, you didn't. HYROX Belgium, they're coming April 4th and 5th. They've already announced it as a 2-day, so that makes it even more reason to think it could be April 5th and 6th.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm on it. I'm looking at it.
All right. So we don't think any of those. We don't think any of those.
Belgium could be, and if it is, it would be the European Championships, Open Championships.
I'm going. I'm telling you, whoever's listening to this, I'm fucking going. Already threw it out to my wife. I said, honey, that would be the best present you could give me is let me go to Belgium for a dope ass major. All right, moving on.
I'm stoked.
What's that?
I'm for Canada, Toronto. My first
coming up?
Well,
Nice.
and that's something they need to announce the majors for, because a lot of the North American athletes, Toronto might be the only chance or the first shot that they would have that getting into the majors. But if you don't know when the majors are, like, you're not going to go to one that's a week later or 2 weeks later than Toronto. So you can't go to Toronto, and like, why sign up and give up your spot? So they need to announce them so that people can sign up for Toronto.
They need to announce what times are applicable still, so that people know if they need to get in a time beforehand.
Yeah. And Dave, we had a question of is Toronto, are they we thought last week they weren't changing the schedule. Are they going to change the schedule? Or are they going to have a pro heat on day 1 and a pro heat on day 2? And you don't know if you win Toronto until after day 2's pro heat?
Sadly, I believe they are doing that.
Oh,
I thought we got an answer. I thought we got an answer already.
So
from
that's
Jason
so difficult.
I know that if from some of the emails that we've gotten, it sounds like that. Now, personally, if it was me, I would be, and I've suggested this to some people, I'd be on the phone to people who have signed up for Sunday to try and arrange at least a solid first wave for the male and the female elite pro waves to try to get that to happen, because the fields are going to be really good.
Yeah, but if they're not all racing at the same time, it's going to be.
I'm sure you guys have discussed this before, but I absolutely hate the men's pro being at 5 p.m. every time.
Ugh, yeah.
I'd rather do it in the morning and then hop in doubles or whatever for fun with some people, Yeah.
Are you currently registered for day 1 or day 2?
Jack? I signed up originally, so I assume day 1 still.
Day 1, yeah.
I just officially signed up today for day 2 men's doubles, not men's pro.
Renting out cots in the basement.
So I may still do a relay on day 1 if I can make that happen. It's sold out, but I'll see if I can work some magic. You want to do a relay on day 1, Jack? At the end of the day, they're usually like at 6 o'clock.
Sign me up.
What's that?
No, sign me up.
Cool.
Don't forget when Fort Lauderdale, it was me, Dylan, Colin, and Joe Roberto. And guess who had the fastest 1K in that relay? I mean, Dylan.
Was that you?
Oh yeah, Dylan did run, a 56 like 10 minutes before, but I did not let him forget that.
and then he ran with Tara right afterwards.
No, I don't think he ran with Tara right after, but he finished his men's pro like maybe 20 minutes before.
No, can we go back to that, Dave? Did you talk to Jay? They're not going to do that. There's no way they can do that.
Well, the problem is they don't have the space the first day, right? And then how do you tell people from the first day to go to the second day? So it's become a thing. Like I said, I've suggested they should make some phone calls to make a win and stuff like that. But
they can have 2 podiums if they want, like Spartan does, but you can't have one podium 2 days.
As far as I know, they are not shifting it around. That could change.
Jay answered me when I asked him this already. Damn it, Jay. Let me find my text disease.
Jay just probably shuffled you off to the side.
Probably.
He gave you some thick accent answer you didn't know.
There could be. We want to do as many races as we can.
Oh, hang on. I have a voice note.
We'll go on mute and listen to it and tell us what it says.
Okay, go ahead.
That's not mute.
Okay.
Not even close to mute.
So, we want to do as many races as we can this year, but we can't pick which races or figure out how to go to them until we know the major schedule.
Yeah,
and that's for a lot of athletes. So how are we supposed to know which races we can and can't do? Because we're not going to sign up for every single one of them because there's no transfer of your race.
Yeah, and that's it. The sooner the schedule's out, the sooner people can make their schedules, especially when these are expensive trips, expensive races, lots of traveling. People got a plan. And even if you're talking about the pro field, like the high-end pro field, people who are everybody, the mass participation, We need to know so we can plan. Shit's expensive.
Yeah.
By the way, the woman who won last year's RX1 and has won every race this year will be racing at HYROX.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it'll
So
be
that's
the first
another one. And you said Emma Lawson is too, right?
Emma Lawson is reportedly going to be doing there. Yeah.
And are the Wells sisters going to both be there? Or are they going to a different one?
I think they're going to Chicago, is what I heard.
Chicago.
Yeah,
Okay.
they said
They're going.
Chicago.
Yeah.
Which is too bad. But yeah, there's going to be some really good competition at the Toronto, especially for the women's field.
Yeah. It's going to be really good competition for the women's field, but we got to know the major schedule.
We do have a good
lot of them.
We have a
team. I know for 3 of them, it depends on the major schedule. Depends on if they go to Toronto.
Yeah. We have
all right. So he
solid doubles team for Team OFX that's going in there too. We got Brendan Neely and Mick Girello running together in doubles.
Yeah.
All right. So the question he was answering was why there wasn't relays on day 2. But by him answering that there wasn't relays on day 2, he says they aren't going to move. They are just going to be mirror images. But he didn't clarify whether that's 1 or 2 podiums. So that's still not clear. I think there's going to be 2.
Maybe. I have no idea on that one.
All right, Anthony.
Yeah.
Did you see that the Wells sisters will be doing a doubles in Chicago?
Interesting you bring that up, sir.
We hadn't heard.
Yeah.
Is that what you guys just said before I talked?
Yeah.
So yeah, they.
Why would you steal a topic that you know I'm going to cover? You
for
know it's
some
on the
reason,
list.
for some reason, I thought it was Toronto. I wasn't looking at our list. My phone's over here now.
Okay.
Chicago. I think they'll do well. I don't think they'll set the world on fire. Again, it's the running, right? They're good runners for CrossFit, but they're not quite to that level yet. Yeah. Could they be? Possibly if they really went for it, and trained for it. But with their current training
it would take away from their CrossFit ability, and it would take months of run training for them to get to that level.
And they'd be foolish to do so.
And yeah, they make more in CrossFit than they do trying to HYROX out. It's good to go try a HYROX. I think it's a great idea.
You think it's
but are they going to what?
Do you think it's going to be that way forever? With
what?
The money?
Oh, for CrossFit?
No, we'll see.
Everybody and their mother is HYROX is almost being treated as like, obviously, the elite athlete's not the same thing, but like running a half marathon. Like, oh, that's the next thing on my little list. And
well, that's great, but like if you look at like running sports and even Ironman, like they don't pay as much as CrossFit pays, and they've been established a lot longer. So it really just depends on how long and if the money will keep coming through to prize money. Because I mean, CrossFit pays what, $300,000 to the winner, and everybody in the top 40 gets a couple grand. And if you win an event, you get $5,000. Like they pay a lot of money for making the CrossFit Games and for winning the CrossFit Games on a level that HYROX isn't to. And I don't know if it's a level that HYROX will ever get to. But if they do, if HYROX does come out and say, okay, we got $1 million prize purse to split up this year, like that'll turn some heads, and you might actually turn some of those CrossFit Games athletes into HYROX racers. Like, well, I'm going to go try this instead because I can win, more money taking 10th in HYROX than I could taking 40th at the games.
What about more from an endorsement standpoint? You see every high-level CrossFitter in their bio has eight companies in there at least, like the way it's being talked about. It's but it's been, last year's been crazy, eye-opening for me at least.
Yeah. Well, so HYROX in this next year, they expect to have, Mo says, Matt has different opinions, but Mo says they expect to have 400,000 participants in HYROX this year, which is crazy big. But if you look at CrossFit, that's the CrossFit Open, like not to mention all the affiliates and gyms. So
they could have 3 and change. I think if they double the amount of races, they had 160 last year, so they could have 3 and change this year. It's a lot of fucking people.
So if HYROX keeps growing, give it another 5 years, and it gets up to that point where it has the influence of all these affiliates and is getting, maybe 1 million people participating every single year, like half marathons, or Ironmans, then they'll have like a backing to be like, hey, you win these, the notoriety, the sponsorships are there, more than 2 or 3 athletes per gender can actually make a full-time living out of it. Like then you'll see a big growth for it.
The problem with HYROX is you'll never get the same, like when you say get them at the kind of people that are running half marathons or 5Ks or marathons or whatever, is you can never get that though, because you are severely limited in the amount of people you can put through in a day, right? Just the sheer setup limits what you can do. Whereas if you run a marathon, you can put 50,000 people out there, everybody go. With HYROX, I think we've proven to this point, 5K is about as many as you can get through.
In a day.
Like, in a day.
In a day.
So you're limited weekend to weekend, and also the setup is far more expensive. So I agree with what Shiz says on the comments there, that if HYROX starts paying out too much, they will quickly turn into Battle Frog. So if they overspend like that, I think they're doing great with what they are, but I think prize money will purely depend on sponsorships.
Yeah, depend on sponsorships, and they like their venues. If they had,
go that way.
You know, if they had big venues where they could run multiple HYROXes next to each other, like, you know, some of those convention centers, they have multiple halls. You could run your doubles races down here, your singles up here, like,
ooh, I like that. Ooh,
but that, you know, that gets more expensive, and you can get more people through.
Yeah, but you only have to buy the equipment once, right? You just get another set of center equipment. I love that idea.
So
put us on the board.
Yeah.
Yeah, why aren't we on the board? All right. Do you want to do your game show?
Sure. I don't know how long it's going to take, but I'd be happy to do this. So hang on, let me I tried to have like an awesome party background, but it's not going to pop up like that. So I'm just going to have a timer. How do you guys want to do this? So I can make it so you guys have like a buzzer, you raise your hand, you click a button, or you guys can just input in the private chat all three of your answers. Don't cheat off somebody else's, and then I'll
take me 6 hours to type in that chat what I got to say.
Okay.
In the private chat, we all see the private chat, don't we?
Yeah. Well, I'm assuming that people watching will also submit their answers in the chat.
I like the hand thing. I'm ready.
Quick on the whoever raises their hands first, and I call on them.
There's no way. There's no way. Why can't we do a buzzer? You said you could do a buzzer?
I don't have a buzzer. Do you know how to do a buzzer? Here, let me share my screen. I'll show you what I got, okay? How I made this.
Here we go. Screen sharing.
Can I hide these, by the way? Can I hide the board so you don't ban user? I can ban a user. I can delete a comment.
Can you guys see my screen?
We can
sharing.
Okay.
Very small.
So very, very low tech here. I'll pick one person to go first, and then whoever gets the answer right.
But what if you just ask us each a question? So if I go first and I miss it, right, Dave can do it and get a point, right? How about like that?
Well, I only got 12 questions, and that's going to be kind of slow to go through.
I came prepared. I have a whiteboard that I could just flip my answer. I mean,
ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a piece of paper or a whiteboard? You can just hold your answer up.
I think I can find a whiteboard. Hold on.
That's perfect.
I got my buzzer.
So write it and hold it up?
Yeah, write it and hold it up.
All right, hold on. Let me get something to write on. Hang on. Yeah, because if people write the answer in there, it'll still take longer probably than the rest of us to do it. And so if you have to wait to see cheat, then you're fine. Hang on, let me get a piece of paper.
Okay, I'll be back in 2 seconds. Fill time, Anthony.
Okay, guys, we're going to have some answers and some questions here, and you guys feel more than free to comment on them. If you have a question that I don't have on here that you want to have answered, send it to me or put it in here, and I'll see if I can upload it in there. One of the questions, I'm going to need all audience participation to vote who gets the correct answer on it. So just know that that's coming up. It's going to be pretty easy, but they'll get points. Hybrid Fitness Top 20 ranking. So the way that I have it set up, I don't know. My screen's not sharing. I had screen share on, but Matt took it off.
All right.
So
I get paper. Hang on 1 second.
All right.
Oh, final answer.
Okay. I'm ready. Oh, hang on. So we just have to hold it up.
Yep.
And then you'll say our name. Okay.
Well, I'll just say who got it right and who got it wrong, and then I'll assign points based off it because I had it set up as points and sides. So that's great. Use code Driscoll. There you go.
Who are your current sponsors, Jack?
Raw and Anaka.
I don't know what either of those are.
Raw is a C-Bums company, Chris Bumstead.
Okay. Still doesn't tell me what they make, produce, sell,
Raw
or just
supplements.
okay, supplements. And what's the other one?
Anaka is clothing.
Okay.
All right. Hang on. I'm gonna make my little scoreboard.
Is that
here
your
now for you
non-alcoholic
guys.
beer sponsor?
Yeah, I'm not a sponsor.
All right, well, hang on.
No
I
way
gotta
I'm
get my
gonna
sponsors in here.
It's an
True or
ambassador.
false?
Ram
Gatorade tastes
Fit.
better out of a squirt bottle.
True.
Out of a what? Hang on, I gotta give a quite out shoot to our sponsors, Ram Fit, who, if you have a gym, I think they'll just send you a 22-pounder. That's what the ad I saw said yesterday.
I'm getting a 66-pounder.
Let's go.
Hey, Matt, share my screen.
Hang
have it
on.
on
I'm
speaker.
shouting out sponsors. Jesus, you're so rude. Today's also sponsored by Resolute Coffee. You can use discount code HFM20 for 20% off all your orders. Do you like, are you kind of a snooty person with words like Arabica? Then you want to definitely get some Arabica. What's the flavor? Hang on. Resolute. Hang on a second. I should have my copy ready. Pacamara. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where did the Pacamara go?
Time's up, Matt.
Listen, I'm trying to shout out the people that make this show possible, okay? I can't find the brand names right now, but they make delicious coffee. They also make some hot sauce that Dave enjoys. Why do we need the board? Do we need to have this board up?
You're going to write your answer on the board, and then you're going to show them.
No, this board. He wants this board to be up.
Oh,
Yeah, dude, that's where all the questions are.
Wait, I have to look at this to look at the question. You're going to read the question.
I'll read it out loud, but some people are visual.
Okay. It's too small. Just read it out loud, and I'm going to hold. Just read it out loud. Damn it.
All right.
We don't get points for spelling, right?
Okay. I'm not going to
We'll
share
go
my
to the
screen.
board later when we look at the scores.
Okay. So we'll go this one. The category is only one. All right.
Okay.
So for 200 points,
Okay.
since 2020, only one male HYROX athlete has taken the HYROX world record from Hunter McIntyre. Who was it?
Are you going to call on me? I'm the first one with the board up.
Oh, I thought everybody was going to get a chance to answer. Matt.
Yeah.
I say Ronco.
Anybody else?
No, I had the same.
Yeah.
I had Ronco.
That is incorrect. Nobody got it right. The only other male athlete to take the world record from Hunter was Tobias Lotwine.
Oh, that's right.
All right. So,
Don't show your board until he says to show the board.
So that's what we're supposed to do. I thought we're supposed to flash it up. So now wait this time. Okay. Sorry. I'll wait.
And then you guys can all flash it at the same time. So everybody got a 0 on question number 1.
All right. Bring the board back up. Go ahead and bring the board back up because then we can see the fun categories again. I'm sorry. I should have trusted you. I apologize. I have trust issues. I'm sorry. I have trust issues and control issues. Bring the board back up. All right. Here we go. All right. So not HYROX for 200. Can I do that? Not HYROX for 200?
Sure. We'll go. I'll let whoever gets the answer right, or in this case, since y'all got it wrong, Matt gets to go. Select the next question.
I'm going to go not HYROX for 200, please.
Who are the 2023 Rally in the Valley champions? Is everybody ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Hold them up. The correct answer is Jack Driscoll and Lauren Weeks.
I got 50%.
Really?
You do not get it. He gets no
Wait,
point.
what did Dave have? I didn't see.
I put Meg just for fun because I knew it'd piss you off.
Oh,
You lie. You thought it was Meg.
No.
There you go. All right.
All
So
right.
right now, Jack and Matt have 200 apiece, and Dave is 0. So let's go, Matt. What's your next category?
Let's go not HYROX, since I'm such a fan of the parking lot. Not HYROX for 400, please.
Where did the 2022 DEKA World Championships take place?
Oh, shoot.
Everybody ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, hold them up. The correct answer is
is it
Atlantic City, New Jersey.
All right. I just
I
wrote
should've got
Jersey.
that
Do I
one.
get credit?
I got
I don't know,
Atlantic
Matt.
City.
I don't know if that's specific enough.
I got that one. I nailed it.
Are we going to give
I
Matt
wrote-
points for Jersey?
No.
No? Okay, sorry. All right, Dave, your category's up next.
All right. What's that other one there? All right.
That was
so
a good trick question, though, because I immediately thought Texas because it was last year, and then I had to look.
one and only. Then we got. Let's go history because we haven't done any of that yet. Is that what that's
History
called?
for 200?
Yeah.
History for 200. How many Olympic medals does HYROX co-founder Moritz Frista hold?
Dave, you can't Google it, by the way.
I'm not Googling. I'm ready.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Go. The correct answer is nobody got it right. The correct answer is 3. He holds 2 golds and a bronze in field hockey.
I knew the sport.
Wow. We got some zeros. All right, Dave, again.
All right. Let's go. Only one for 750.
Only one
look
for
at you.
750.
I'm looking for the daily double, right? I've been watching Jeopardy. I'm right here.
Who is the only HYROX athlete, male or female, to win the U.S. North American Championships and the World Championships in the same year?
What?
Dun, 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 dun. There's only been one athlete that has won both in the same year.
Okay. I think I got it.
I'm guessing.
Hold them up. The correct answer is Lauren Wheat.
Ah!
Whoa.
Did you get it, Jack?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jack got it.
Can we explain that one? When was the North American Championship?
Yeah, sure. Just give me 1 second. I'll pull it right up for you.
So this must have been last year, right?
Nope.
No, it was this year. I got confused because I was thinking Chicago was the North American Championship. I was back a year.
So World Championships and U.S. North American Championships.
Oh.
No male has ever won. Starting in year 3 is when the U.S. Championships started. No male has ever won the U.S. Championships or North American Championships and the World Championship in the same year. Hunter won it. He lost that year to Tobias in the World Championships. Kent won it. Hunter won the World Championships. Magida won it. Hunter won. Dylan won it. Alex won. And so you're looking at 2021. Lauren won it. And then the rest of them have all been somebody else.
Are you the filler outer of that wiki page?
I don't know.
I feel like you are.
But they're the Wikipedia of HYROX.
Is that you, though? Are you the guy that's made most of that stuff?
I don't know how to fill out Wikipedia, so.
Oh, I wonder who it is. Who do you think it is? Is it Rock's Life?
A lot of the articles that are referenced in Wikipedia are taken from Rock's Life. So
right, yeah, that's what I would guess.
Okay, so Jack got it right. Jack, what's your next category? And
he didn't get it right. He got. Oh, you did. Did you get it right?
You got it right.
All right, sorry.
Let's go not HYROX for 1,000.
Not HYROX for 1,000. Which individual male and female elite athletes have the best medal count at a DEKA World Championships over the 3 events? This is only individuals. And what years did they happen?
Oh my God!
Best medal count over the 3-day 1 year.
So yeah. So
can you please tell us how many athletes we have to list?
No, you only have to list 2: 1 male and 1 female.
Oh, okay. I was confused. Best medal count.
So that means like if they took second, that gives them 6 points.
All right, I'm ready.
So
I'm not ready.
Are we including?
All right.
We're just including individual, right?
Only individual, not team. I didn't want to go through all of Bubbles' records or Bubbles' medals. So,
All right.
all right, ready?
Yeah.
Ready.
All right, hold them up. Tara and Ryland, did everybody get it right?
I got the years.
Yeah, it does say give me the years too.
Right, I got the years.
Oh, fuck. I didn't put the years.
Who's the
It says
daddy?
what years? So you're looking at Tara Jackson in 2022 went first, third, first. Ryland Shadegg in 2023 went first, second.
And I actually knew that, but I just didn't distinguish. I didn't write it.
So I guess we're not giving partial points. So only Dave answered the full question.
Oh, boo.
I'm getting my ass kicked in this game.
My wife has just said she's been training me to listen to the whole question.
Yeah. There you go. All right. Dave, what's your next one?
Oh, let's go history for 400. Is that 400?
Yep. History for 400. I didn't want to have any ties, so I made all the points different.
Good job.
The word HYROX is a portmanteau of two words, according to Christian Toex. What two words?
Is that how you say his name, by the way?
Christian Totsky?
How long are you going to... Are you Googling it, Jack?
No, I don't.
All right. What two words are they?
Not hybrid.
Hybrid rocks.
I put hybrid and rock star.
It looks like Matt is the only one to get it right.
Let's go!
It is hybrid and rock star.
That's according to who?
Did I not put the TAR?
That's according to an interview with Christian Totsky.
Oh, okay. Because that's not what it originally was.
That's what he said in his interview.
In his most recent interview, he said that. Older interviews, it's something else. But I feel like I went right.
Something else.
I think it's actually 3 words because I think rock star is 2 words, but that's okay. I got the answer, and that's what's important. All right. So
Matt,
on the comeback trail, I'm going to go with history again for 750.
History for 750. Who holds the record for the most consecutive days with the women's HYROX World record, and how many days is it?
Nobody is going to get how many days.
You don't have to answer how many days is it. Just who holds the record
for the most consecutive days as the world record holder.
Yeah. The women's world record holder.
Yeah.
Hunter has some crazy 1,000 days stuff, so
Jack D, final answer.
All right, here we go. Hold it up.
I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Hang on.
Oh,
what have you been doing? I'm going with Lauren because I haven't said it.
I'm going with Meg.
I'm going Meg.
No. So the correct answer is Sarah Coulty, Elizabeth Sarah Coulty. She held 587 days, the world record. Lauren is second and with 400 something. And then I think Meg is third with 300 something.
Hey, Jack had 300 and Meg there. That's pretty good.
Most consecutive days the world record's been held. Okay, right, so nobody got that one.
I got the last right answer.
Yep. So MBD.
I'll take history for 1,000, Chuck.
History for 1,000. What athlete holds the record for the most HYROX races completed? And a bonus, I give a 50-point bonus if you can name what elite athlete has the most races ran. How many people have dived into high result?
I actually have, but I can't think of the guys. Well, I'm not going to say anything.
You can answer the other question for 50 points.
Okay, I'm going to try the second one. Oh, I'm torn. I'm torn on who it is.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
All right, time's up. Answer the question.
I went with Lauren for the elite athlete, but it could be something.
I went with Lauren for 50.
Is his name Dearden or something like that?
No. So the correct answer, Jafar Moomin has the most total races ran, and Viola Oberlander has the most races ran for an elite athlete.
That I should have known that one.
All right. I guess I'll go to not HYROX for 750. Whose dinging is that?
Okay,
Not me.
not HYROX for 750. Wild free space. All you have to answer correctly is who is the best looking host on the live show.
I mean, I think
Hold up
that's
the
an
answers.
easy. I think
It's
that's an
Ugly
easy.
Dave.
It's Matt B. Davis. Jack, what took you? Lawrence
Lawrence
husband.
husband.
So we're all correct. We all get 750.
Any
for that
answer
one.
will give you the free space.
All right, we all get
So
750.
everybody gets 750.
I think
I
I
love
should
it.
get it as I had multiple answers say my name.
All right, I'm gonna save the 1,000 for last. So let's go only one for 400.
Only one for 400.
These next two questions will decide the game.
Who
Highlander.
is the only male athlete to have 2 victories against Hunter in HYROX? There is a single athlete that has beaten Hunter twice. Who is it?
All right, I think I have it.
Okay, ready?
Ready?
Hold them up.
I got Toby.
Toby, Kent. No, the correct answer is Alex Ronkovic.
Damn it! I almost put Ronco.
Seemed too obvious, but yeah, no, yeah.
All right, so
Well,
1,000
been at
points.
Worlds what 2022 and Worlds 2024.
Yep.
All right.
Ronco beat him in 2021 and 2024.
2021. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. All right.
All right, last one's gonna decide it.
Last one. Who is the only athlete to break the HYROX World Record starting in season 2 in their very first HYROX race?
Okay.
Only one athlete has done it. Go ahead. Show him.
I got nothing.
Michaela.
Oh, he wins with Michaela is the correct answer.
Nice job.
Good looking and handsome. Good looking, handsome, and I won.
Nice
And
job.
he dominated. 3,150 points for Ugly Dave.
Who did Nick meet? Who's the skinny model girl? Who did he think he
I
met by
think
that?
I think he met MK.
Imke, yeah.
Is she a model?
MK
Nah,
Salander.
she's an Instagram model.
I think this was a great game. We should definitely do this again.
Nick says he meant Faye. Faye Stenning?
No, that
Oh.
was a different answer. He thought Faye broke the record her first time.
Oh, no.
No, she had to use a bucket too, so that's
Faye was 3rd in her first event.
All right, I
right.
think
Should your
I think
score
that was
count if
great.
you get bucketed?
Next time I'll make this wild free space the daily double. You'll get double the amount of points.
that would have been the way to do it, right?
Yeah. All right. Well, so
I like
next
it.
time, now
Well
that you know
done,
how the
Anthony.
game works, now that we know how the game works, anytime, Matt, if you want to invite random people on and be like, who wants to play?
Emily wants in.
If there's actually like prizes for it, do it every once in a while. Not in every day, not in every time thing.
Listen, we are open to more sponsors. We love our current sponsors, but we'd love to give away more free stuff to people. So I think this is a good pitch for people. If you're watching the show now or you're watching the amazing replay later and you have a company and you have any money to give and I can give some free stuff, then drop me a DM. Maybe one of your who's your sponsor? Wavy Toes. What's your sponsors again, Jack?
Wavy Toes?
Raw, and what's the other one?
Anaka.
Anaka.
Yeah.
Do you know what
Wavy.
Banaka is?
Banaka.
You know what
Banaka?
No.
Feels like one of
Banaka
those
is-
sprays for your breath, yeah?
Oh.
Do they still sell that? Do the kids still use Banaka?
I think I remember that in like middle school or something. Kids used to. Or
Hey,
high
so
school.
do I win a hybrid engine shirt? I think I should win or a patch.
Yeah, next time I see you, I'll give you one.
All right, cool.
What size
All
are you?
Are you coming?
Mark.
If somebody doesn't turn off their goddamn notifications, I'm gonna come through this phone and kill you.
Jeez, that's aggressive.
That I'm okay with. I'm okay with the horn honking. Anthony, are you coming to Toronto or not?
I need to know the major schedule. If the first major is the Asia Championships, then yeah, I'll go to Toronto. If it's not, then no.
And you don't know any advance notice. They haven't slipped you guys any kind of note off the
Nope.
record.
Nope. There was a question asked in a group chat about it, and the answer was, we don't know yet.
Nick has a comment, but I think he's trolling. He's saying you got an answer wrong, but Nick does that. Nick's a bit
Which
of a troller.
What was wrong about the 1,000-point not HYROX question?
That's what I'm saying.
Rylan had a first, and a second.
Yeah.
In 2023, and Tara had a first,
a third, and a third.
Tara
went 1-3-1 because that same year Alondra went 2-2-2.
Yeah.
And then Rylan went 1-1-2.
Yeah.
And I think Kent went like 2 or 3-1-1 or something like that as well.
Kent 1-1-2.
What did he take? He took second to
he won mile, he won strong.
So he did the same thing as Rylan. So he tied Rylan. I could have put Kent or Rylan.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. So is there more than one answer? Because I want my points back. No, we got that one right.
Yeah, relax.
Yeah. I think everybody got that one right. But
no,
Dave,
I got it right because I had the years.
Use the
years.
I
forgot the years.
The says.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
We'll just
the master.
Yeah. I could just like add it into the bottom that there was a third one and you guys just couldn't see it because I had it cut off on Excel.
There you go.
That's what happened. You guys just didn't see it. I saw it. I could just tell. I guess I could just say in response that I consider the fit more hybrid than the strong, so I give it more weight. So maybe that's why it was positioned that way.
Nick, you were not this fun when you were on the show. You were boring. Why do you save your best work for hiding? That's not cool, man. Who did you offend, Dave?
I'm sure I offend many people. Just give me time.
Well, you just said equal opportunity offender. Who did you offend?
Nobody. I don't know. They don't all tell me. Shockingly, I don't get told I offend people that much. I figured I don't get attacked a lot. I figured I get attacked a lot more. I say some stupid shit. And
I think the good thing, Dave, and that I like is like, but you don't disparage anybody when you say it.
I try not to.
Like it's not putting somebody down. It's like I don't ever like try not to either. It's like you don't put somebody down. You could just talk about the good somebody else has done.
I always feel that as long as you're speaking the truth, people can try to call you out and everything, but as long as like Jack's here, I don't put Jack on the top 20 list. I have no problem talking to Jack and telling him why.
You know what, dude? I'm tired of hearing it.
Matt me, bro.
It's like Matt brought him on only so that we could tell him he's not in the top 20.
No, I mean
he's in my new top 20 that's called Fuck the Elite 15. You're right at the top of that list.
I'm still taking Tia.
If you take the Elite 15, say you take HYROX out of the rankings list, you just take HYROX completely out of it. Do your rankings change?
Massively.
Do the top 3 change?
Yeah.
Oh.
What has Ronkovic done if he's not HYROX?
I don't know. If
what has JK done? I don't know what JK is up to these days.
Yeah, you take that away, your list changes massively.
I don't think it changes that much on the women's side, though.
If you're talking recency bias, it would.
I guess, but
yeah. But I mean, if you're talking like if you were to rank like, say, over the past 3 years, then it probably wouldn't change much.
Did you have any other topics you wanted to talk about, Dave?
I don't know. I was just
sorry.
Go back to
Anthony.
No, I was just going to go back to the list and see what it was. You asked the potential spring locations. I don't know. They haven't announced any of the U.S. ones. Does anybody think that the U.S. or North American Championships is going to be anywhere but the East Coast?
No.
It's going to be
Philly going to get one
this year.
When is Salt Lake? If I went out and found a place to have an event, do you think I could call them up and be like, "Hey, hold it here"?
I mean, if it was in Salt Lake, a lot of people would go to see Utah because we're all fitness freaks, check that stuff. That's the beauty of that audience.
I think they should have one in Salt Lake. or Denver.
Yeah.
I got a CrossFit question for Chad and Jack.
Who's Chad?
Or for Jack and Anthony. Is Chad a good workout for the CrossFit Games?
Oh boy.
Because I think it's just freaking dumb.
I mean, so I wouldn't say that unless I knew the whole CrossFit Games, like everything that it's done. Like, what are the other events? Because you can't like solo it out because anything could look bad if that was it, you know. But that's not going to be the only thing. That's not going to be.
Think?
That's not
Number
going to
one,
be.
it's going to be a little boring. Number two, it's kind of a slap in the face after the whole fiasco with the no reps that people got for the.
Absolutely is.
Yes.
I am curious what the little twist is going to be. But what was the marathon row a slap in the face to people? Like, I think that was good.
The marathon wasn't a slap in the face because they hadn't just disqualified a lot of people or no repped a lot of people because they screwed up their rows. But to me, the marathon row though was, even though some people say, "Oh, great," I still think that one was a mistake too. Like, I know that this is a test of fitness, but they're also still trying to, and Chad will test fitness.
They don't have an endurance event. Like, I want to see the games have a 2 or 3 hour endurance event.
Great, but couldn't that be something more like a HYROX, but pure CrossFit?
I hope that Chad, he tells them, "Oh, you're done with 1,000, do it again."
Oh, because that would be exciting.
That would be the twist.
Anthony, they did that. How would you?
I just their hips and hamstrings, they're going to be wrecked. Like, we don't know when Chad is going to take place, whether it's day 3 or if it's day 1. Like, it's going to mess them up for the rest of the events.
Todd Cholo says, what if they have to run 1,000 steps in a ruck at the stadium Friday night? Lots of athletes can relate to running stadium stairs. Dave and Anthony, I want to know how you would mix it up. Anthony, what would your twist be? How would you make it worth watching?
Every 100 box step up. I probably make it box step overs, not box step ups. I hate, like, every 100 box step overs, you have to do a 1,000-meter run up some stairs, like the berm run that they had. And then when they're done, do it again. I wouldn't do that. I don't know. Hey, change
24-hour event.
Yeah. Like, change it up. Make it just.
I do think that there should be one longer, endurance event during the CrossFit Games.
If this is not the longer endurance event, then I'm okay with it. But if this is it, these guys are going to finish in like 45 minutes. And is that like, I want to see something that's like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
That's why I like the marathon row.
Yeah.
Because that's so out of the realm of what they usually do. It was cool to see.
And it showed like they were fit during it. There were women that went like, what did Margot go? She was like exactly 3 hours or something. Like, that is really good for anybody. So it showed a capacity of fitness, like, that was good even in a 3 hour event.
What if they had jumped from row to bike to ski to assault runner all in one, bang, 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 and did like a long distance one like that instead of the marathon row?
Did you guys see what Dylan's gonna do next weekend? That needs to be live. That needs to be live streamed.
That was my idea.
That needs to be live streamed. I told him too. I messaged. I was like, Lauren was like, "Oh, that's gonna wreck his hands."
What's he gonna do?
So Dylan next weekend, he was mentally preparing. He's gonna run a marathon in under 3:20. He's gonna take a 10-minute break. He's gonna ski a marathon. He's gonna take a 10-minute break, and he's gonna row a marathon.
Yeah, you be wearing gloves, man.
That sounds like a Jack D fitness event right there.
It was my idea. I'm going down there with him to do it.
Are you gonna do it
too?
Yeah, that was it. I hit him up like maybe right after Worlds, and I was like, "Yo, you're the only person I know that would be interested in doing this. What do you think?"
You got to wear some gloves, Jack.
I know. I mean, because I do an hour and my hands start to feel a little bit. But
have you ever thought of doing any of those ultra records that they have for the Concept 2? I looked it up. Nobody's done a 1,000,000-meter ski yet. So you could get the world record if you just do a 1,000,000-meter ski.
Is that it?
That's it. It's like a week straight of skiing.
Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, that's going to suck balls. I'll be honest.
You can put a little camping toilet right behind the skier. Just sit down, keep going. You won't lose any pace. It's great.
Yeah, we got it planned out. We're gonna, like, you know, go to one knee for a little bit during the ski.
Have somebody feed you. Have lots of food and drink with you.
Right.
All right. Is his spouse gonna like do some like Instagram stories? Keep us posted on how you're doing.
Yeah. Can you guys like just set up one of your phones plugged in live streaming so I can just tune in every once in a while?
I don't want to
throughout
watch
the
the whole
day?
thing. I just want to see some
Yeah, I
stories.
just want to tune in every once in a while, see your guys' paces.
I want the whole thing.
The run is supposed to be it's like a little 2-mile trail, so it's kind of perfect for this kind of thing because we'll be able to get nutrition the whole way, and then run to the gym and you go into the ski into the row. So the run might be a little bit hard for the updates, but otherwise we could live stream at least the row.
Don't lie. No, you don't live stream it.
Live stream it. I
Your
want to
phone's
see
gonna
it.
die.
Live stream it. I'm not going to watch the whole thing, but I'll tune in every once
You're
in a
gonna
while.
have one viewer, and you're gonna float between one viewer and 0 viewers. It'll be Anthony, then nobody, then Anthony.
No,
Then nobody.
total views though for the row. I mean, people are gonna hop back in and out.
Yeah,
in and out.
your total views is going to be in the thousands.
They're gonna see.
And you can do
cry.
both. You can live stream and do a bunch of stories too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can do it pretty awesomely.
but like, yeah, the like we both said, like, because he's dealing with like a little bit of an ankle issue, and that is a lot of like I put in a lot of erg volume. I think not as much as Dylan, not nearly as much. But we both agreed we just gotta make it to the rower and we'll survive. That's the only plan we have is make it to the rower.
Hot dog every 1,000 meters.
Like he does.
What?
Do you have pace goals? Like what you want to hold?
Goal is to stay with them. I mean, to do it with them. But I might, you know, like I think I can run like that chill of a marathon pretty easily with him. I mean, just because I've been doing more endurance running than he has. But it's gonna be ugly when we get to the ski.
Yeah,
and then once you settle in on the ski and come out of that though, because we're gonna be so lightheaded. That first bit of on the row is
blow up on that first 10K of that row.
Oh yeah.
All right. Do you guys are you ready for 10 hours straight?
A hot dog every 1,000 meters.
All right. So go watch Jack's social and Dylan's social. One of them may be live. We're gonna wrap it up this week. Thanks for everybody tuning in. Emily, thanks for always being a great commenter. Nick, thanks for sometimes being a good commenter. Everybody go check out the OFX podcast. Who you got this week, Dave?
Just Beth and I rambling shit.
All right. Peace out, everybody.